Okay, good morning, everybody. Welcome to this premises licence hearing convened under the Alcohol and Gambling Licensing Committee. First port of call is to appoint a chair for this hearing. So could I invite a proposer for a chair, please?
Happy to propose Councillor Warren.
Fantastic. Could I have a seconder? Is that you, Councillor Sargent? Okay. In that case, Councillor Mike Warren has been appointed chair of this licensing hearing. Over to you, Councillor.
Thank you. Good morning, everybody. I'm Councillor Mike Warren, chair of today's subcommittee, and my colleagues on the committee are Councillor Gareth Earls and Councillor Brian Sargent. Can I ask the members, do you have any declarations of interest?
No, Chair.
No? Okay, thank you. Can I just ask everybody to introduce themselves? If we go from the top on my screen, Richard?
Thank you, Chair. Richard Woods, West Northants Council, Democratic Services.
Eleanor?
Thank you, Chair. Eleanor Flannery, Senior Licensing Enforcement Officer at West Northants Council.
Thank you. James?
James Chadwick, Principal Lawyer, Stroke Legal Officer, Legal Advisor to the subcommittee.
Thank you. Tracy?
Sandy Tracy, Northamptonshire Police Licensing.
Thank you. Gareth?
Councillor Gareth Earls, member of the committee and obviously member of today's panel.
Brian?
Brian Sargent, member for Sixfields.
Thank you. Can I ask all parties if they've received a copy of the agenda of today's hearing? Yeah.
Yes.
We have all seen a copy of the procedure the subcommittee will be following today. Are there any questions or issues arising regarding the procedure today?
No.
No? Okay. Are there any preliminary issues that anybody wishes to raise?
No.
Okay, thank you. I would like to invite the licensing officer to introduce the report.
Thank you, Chair. So the purpose of the report is to consider an application for a review of premises licence in accordance with Section 51 of the Licensing Act 2003, made by Northamptonshire Police, the applicant, in respect of a premises licence held by Mr Mohammed Ibrahim Amin with regard to Prahova, 5 Campbell Street, Northampton, NN1 3DS. This is a shop premises in the town centre area of Northampton. The application, which can be found at Appendix A, was received by West Northamptonshire Council on the 24th of April 2024. Further police evidence accompanying that application can be found at Appendix D. The review is being made on the ground of failure to promote the licensing objective of the prevention of crime and disorder. The licence, see Appendix B, for this premises relates to the following regulated activities. That's the sale of alcohol off premises only, Monday to Sunday, 7 AM till midnight. Its opening times are Monday to Sunday, 7 AM till midnight also. The current premises licence holder is Mr Mohammed Ibrahim Amin, and the licence has been in force since April 2022. Mr Amin has been the licence holder since the grant of licence. The designated premises supervisor is also listed as a Mr Mohammed Ibrahim Amin, whose personal licence was issued by Northampton Borough Council, now West Northants Council. The issues and choices: upon application of a review, at the end of the consultation period, the licensing authority must hold a hearing to consider it and any other representations made. It must take steps as it considers appropriate for the promotion of the licensing objectives, which are the prevention of crime and disorder, public safety, the prevention of public nuisance, and the protection of children from harm. The options available to the subcommittee today are to modify the conditions of the licence, exclude a licensable activity from the scope of the licence, remove the current designated premises supervisor, suspend the licence for a period not exceeding 3 months, revoke the licence, or take no action. Thank you, Chair.
Thank you. Subcommittee members, do you have any questions to ask of the licensing officer on a report?
No, none at all.
No, Chair.
Okay. PC Tracy, do you have any questions to ask?
No, Chair.
Okay, thank you.
Chair, James has his hand up.
Sorry, Brian?
James has his hand up, Chair.
Yes, hello, Chair. Just to tell the committee before you proceed, on the 7th of June, the premises licence holder, Mr. Amin, sent an email to Louise Faulkner, the licensing manager for West Northamptonshire Council, and it read, "Dear Sir, Madam, my name is Mohammed Amin from 5 Campbell Street, Northampton, NN13DS. I received a letter. It is sure I have hearing on 18th of June 2024 at 10 a.m. I would like to tell I am abroad. I can't be there. I went to see my mum. She's unwell. And when this has happened, I was not there. One off. This workers did this mistake and I fired him. Can you please help me? And if you can change the date of this hearing, please. Thanks, Mohammed Amin." I'm sorry, I just lowered my hand. If I can move it there. And obviously, Mr. Amin is not here. So I think, Chair, at this stage, I think you need to make a decision as to whether you're going to proceed with the hearing in light of that email. Just to point out, you do have powers under the Licensing Act 2003 hearings regulations of 2005, which state that an authority may adjourn a hearing to a specified date or arrange for a hearing to be held on specified additional dates where it considers this to be necessary for its consideration of any representations or notice made by a party. So in light of that and Mr. Amin's email, I think you need to make a decision about whether you're going to consider whether to hold this on another date in light of Mr. Amin's representation, or whether you're going to proceed with the review now.
Okay. Do we need to ask PC Tracy to wait in the waiting room while we discuss this, or do we discuss this?
I think you might want to take representations from PC Tracy about this first.
Okay. PC Tracy.
We respectfully request that the hearing goes ahead regardless. But obviously that's a matter for you, but we're ready to go ahead today if you are.
Okay, thank you. Do we ask PC Tracy to go into the waiting room while we discuss this, or not, James?
It's up to you, Chair. I mean, if you want to discuss it between yourselves here, that's
I'm okay. Personally, I don't have any reason why we should adjourn. It is a Zoom meeting. It's irrespective of where he is, he has the facility to join the meeting. So I believe there's no reason for us to adjourn. Any comments?
Would it be grounds for appeal, being he's not present? James?
Any right of appeal by a party aggrieved by a decision of a licensing subcommittee is appealable by right anyway, so there would be a right of appeal against any decision you make or lack of a decision. So that's in and of itself, it would not in and of itself it may be cited as a ground for appeal, but the hearings regulations also contain provision at regulation, just bear with me a second while I zoom around, at regulation 31, which says that any irregularity, i.e. any non-compliance with the provision of the hearing regulations resulting from any failure to comply within any provision of these regulations before the authority has made a determination, shall not of itself render the proceedings void. So no, it's a decision for yourself, and you shouldn't really have in mind as to what the potential implication of it could potentially be on an appeal. It's simply just a matter for you whether you decide it's necessary to adjourn it or not.
I agree with the chair then.
Yeah, I agree. I believe we should proceed. I don't think the location, given the method of which we're meeting, should be in itself prohibitive. But also, I think there are there are some serious allegations. I use that word intentionally. Obviously, we can't predetermine any outcomes, but there's some serious allegations contained within the pack, and I think it's incumbent upon us as a committee to consider those matters, because I think a deferral could potentially perpetuate the continuation of some unacceptable practices. So I believe it's the responsible thing for us to do to proceed.
Thank you, Gareth. Sounds fairly unanimous. We will continue the hearing. Okay, Richard?
Yes, Chair.
Okay. I'd like to invite PC Tracy to make a representation, please.
Thank you, Chair. Right, okay, so as you're all aware, we have a significant issue in our country, not just in Northampton, but across the board, with shops that are popping up selling non-duty paid cigarettes, which, as you're aware, is a huge loss to HMRC and the revenue gathered by them for those of shops in our communities that are legally selling these products. So I'm just going to go through the main body of the papers that I have here, and also in relation to the intel that we've established on these premises. I think for the licence holder to blame a member of staff that he's since fired, the intelligence that we've gathered over a fairly significant period of time tells a different story. So during 2021 and 2022, Northamptonshire Police received intelligence reports from members of the public, staff at Little Europe, 10 Wellington Place, Barrack Road, Northampton. Is this the right premises? Am I reading the wrong one?
We're Campbell Street.
Yeah, Campbell Street. Sorry, please accept my apologies. Licensing officers conducted a test purchase for tobacco at the premises when they were open and trading on the 23rd of April, 2024 at 1 o'clock. I'll just go through the officer's statement. This is a statement by PC Laren. On Tuesday, the 23rd of April, 2024, I was on duty and in non-uniform on an attachment to Northamptonshire Police Licensing Unit, when at 1 p.m. I attended a premises, namely the International Off Licence at 5 Campbell Street, Northampton. On entering the shop and approaching the counter area, I spoke to a male behind the counter and asked what cheap cigarettes there were to buy. The male stated that the cheapest they had were Lambert and Butler, and they cost £3.50. I stated that I would have those, and preceding this, the male then spoke to someone on a mobile phone in another language, and then left the area behind the till and went out of sight. A few moments later, the male came back into the till area and had me a packet of Lambert and Butler cigarettes, which I paid the stated amount for. She then goes on to describe the male. But we've also established various information via intelligence sources, which I'll just read through to you. 9th of February 2024, Prahova and Salah, who work at the corner shop at 5 Campbell Street, Northampton, are selling illegal tobacco, drugs, and are laundering money. Prahova keep the drugs in the corner shop. Prahova sells the drugs at the shop to underage children. Prahova uses a knife in conjunction with drugs activity, and Prahova keeps the weapon in the corner. Then goes on to describe the male. Second intel that we've got here is of the 18th of September 2023. Says that the shop owners at this shop are selling 7,000 to 10,000 puff vapes and alcohol to underage individuals, and selling what they describe as dodgy cigarettes. They're selling Blue Richmond and Marlboro for $4 a pack, and then goes on to describe the shop owners. For $4 a pack, that's £4 a pack. And the dodgy cigarettes relates to non-duty paid cigarettes. 25th of July, 2023, same address. Information received alleging the above shop has been selling illegal cigarettes and tobacco for the last 12 plus months, including to children as young as 14 years old. The tobacco products are from Eastern Europe. Some have Polish and Ukrainian labels. None have UK duty paid labels. Brands sold include Manchester for £3.50, Richmond and Marlborough for £5, and Amber Leaf tobacco 50-gram packets for £4. Tobacco products are stored in the flat located above the shop, accessed through an entrance next to the shop. An individual named Sala is the owner. No further details. 25th of July, 2023, same address. The shop's alleged to have been selling non-duty paid cigarettes and tobacco for the last 5 months. Polish packets of 20 Marlboro Red are being sold for £7, and 50-gram pouches of tobacco are sold for between £5 and £6. The tobacco is green in colour and has caused customers to cough and feel sick. The items are stored in the flat above the shop, which is accessed from a door within the shop itself. And goes on to describe the owner of Prahova. 25th of July, 2023, same address. Selling counterfeit non-duty cigarettes, hand-rolling tobacco and vapes. Various brands are being sold of 20 packet cigarettes, including Richmond's for £5, Manchester for £3.50, Marlboro for £6.50, and Click, with more brands being available. Amberleaf, 50-gram pouches are selling there for £5. The cigarettes are being stored above the shop premises. Teenagers between 14 and 15 years old are purchasing the cigarette. Uh, 24th of July 2023, an officer from West Northamptonshire Trading Standard Service entered the shop and asked the male cashier behind the counter for a packet of Richmond cigarettes. The cashier spoke to the male in a foreign language and took a cash payment of £4 and went to the till. The second male left the shop by the front door, and then footsteps were heard climbing upstairs to the climbing the stairs to above the shop. The second male returned a few minutes later and handed the officer a packet of foreign labelled 20 Richmond cigarettes, and then goes on to describe the male. 5th of May 2023, same address, selling imported cigarettes. Selling cigarettes to those who are below the legal smoking age. Cigarettes are imported from Eastern Europe and are stored in a flat above the shop. And then goes on to describe the other products that they're selling, and a description of the owner. Northamptonshire Police believe that the premises licence holder, Mr. Amin, has shown a blatant disregard towards UK Licensing and Tobacco Products Duty Act laws in allowing this practice to take place. We now have no confidence in him continuing to run his business in accordance with the support of the licensing objectives and UK laws and procedures. We also need to show some support to our premises in our town who are legitimately selling these products. Cigarettes are retailing at the moment for a 20 packet of cigarettes for between £10 and £12 a packet. To be able to sell these products for £3.50 a packet is a huge hit to those who are selling it legally, because a lot of people want the cheaper option. And why should it be right that one shop is abiding by the law and the other shops aren't? So we respectfully request that the licence in this case is revoked. And that's all that I've got to say this morning. Thank you.
Thank you, PC Tracy. Can I ask subcommittee if they have any questions of PC Tracy? Gareth.
Thank you, Chair. On page 13, PC Tracy, you kind of referenced it. It states at the top, during 2021 and 2022, Northamptonshire Police received intelligence reports from members of the public that staff at Little Europe, 10 Wellington Place. Is the name of the premises a typo, and is the dates of 2021, 2022 also a typo? Because obviously the Intel reports, which I'll come on to in a second, they don't date back that far. So I just want to clarify, is that an insertion from a previous application in error?
Yeah, my apologies. This relates to Prahova at 5 Campbell Street. We submitted 3 reviews at once, so that's an error, and I apologise for that.
No, I wasn't looking for it. I was just looking for a clarification, kind of for the rest. But so, in terms of this premises that we're considering, there's no intel that goes back to 2021, 22. That's really what I'm after.
No, this is 2023, 2024, right. More recent. Yeah. Okay. Thank you for clarifying that.
No problem. So in obviously there's a lot of a lot of detail in here in terms of intel. There's a reference to someone from West Northampton Trading Standards doing like a test purchase. It says in the pack that there's photographic evidence of that. I can only see one photograph, and it's dated the 23rd of the 4th. I assume that's when Northamptonshire Police did their own test purchase. So in terms of evidence, not intel, the evidence that we've got to consider is the photographic evidence on page 26, which is the pack of Lambert and Butler, which was bought for £3.50. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. And I'm sure that Trading Standards will probably still have evidence of their test purchase as well if you did need it.
Okay. The most serious bit in the report, it's the first intel paragraph, where there's a reference to drugs being sold, knives, etc. Have Northamptonshire Police ever done a search of that premises? Because I think most people would agree, but that's the most serious bit. Has there been any searches done of that premises to establish if there is illegal drugs and knives to kind of support that intel claim or statement?
Northamptonshire Police have been to the premises. I don't know whether or not they've actually conducted a search warrant, but we've done a number of joint visits there with Trading Standards. In relation for us to be able to obtain a warrant, we need significant intelligence, and we obviously then would have to go before a magistrate to seek authority for that warrant. I'm unaware of whether or not that's been done, but what I can tell you is there are various different police operations that are currently running that I'm not at liberty during the hearing to discuss. But just to reassure you, we are on it.
Okay. Thank you.
Brian, you're on mute.
Yeah, I'm live now. On the balance of probabilities, has anybody actually seen these knives or just supposedly in the corner?
I would imagine that they probably have, based on the intelligence that we've been given. But without me actually going into our crime reporting system and seeing whether or not there's any instance involving knives, which I'm more than happy to do, I don't know, but I'm sure that people have.
But as you say, these investigations are ongoing.
There's various different police-led operations that are ongoing in the town at the moment.
Okay.
Thank you, Brian. Thank you. I haven't got any questions. My colleagues have covered everything I basically was going to ask. James, do you have any questions at all?
Sorry, just trying to find the unmute button. No, I don't have any questions for the officer.
Okay. Eleanor, do you have any?
No, nothing at the moment. Thank you, Chair.
Okay, thank you. PC Tracy, can I ask you to sum up, please? You don't need to basically repeat your presentation, but summarise, please.
This is one of many shops that are undertaking these practices. As I said, we've got a significant problem in our town, across the country. And I just feel, certainly I speak for Northamptonshire Police licensing, we now need to take a robust stance with these shops. We will be continuing to conduct test purchases in the area, and any of those premises with a premises license, we will take them to review. You know, I just feel that this has just been going on long enough, and all we ask is for your support in this matter and doing the right thing. Moreover, for the public safety involved in this, but also to support the other businesses that are trading legally.
Thank you very much. The subcommittee will now retire, and the decision of the subcommittee will be communicated to all parties by email, and the details of how to make any appeal against that decision will also be included. Thank you for attending today. I call the hearing to a close.